Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to Edelweiss FinTalk, India's only bite-sized podcast series with your host Pritish. Our distinguished guest will not only discuss topics on finance, but will help you in simplifying any preconceived notion you have about money management. We just stepped into 2020, and New Year is a great time to take charge of our finance and complete the resolutions we might have missed last year. Today we have Sailesh Multani to discuss few golden rules of finance which are here to stay for posterity. Hi Sailesh, welcome back to FinTalk.
Hi Pratish, great to be back.
Sailesh, in your previous discussions also, you have always mentioned that equities are here to stay. We should have more patience with them. So looking at the 2019, which was a very volatile year, what are your thoughts now?
See, 2019 was no doubt a very volatile year for the equity markets, and equity markets will fluctuate. Okay, but I have always reiterated that equity markets are here to stay. One cannot simply ignore investing in equity because it has underperformed in the last few years. All one has to do is to keep faith and have the patience. It is only then that one will be able to experience exponential growth that creates wealth in the long term. Let me explain you with the help of an example. I would like to share a very interesting fact about the stock of Colgate-Palmolive. This company came with its IPO 41 years back in 1978 at rupees 25 per share. Back then, if somebody had invested rupees 2500, the total value of those investments would be close to 16 crores now. Now this is the power of equity that I'm talking about, and this is the power of equity that investors must harness.
Okay, interesting.
Hence, I've always maintained that one should invest in equity with a very long-term perspective.
Sailesh, I want to ask, when it comes to investment, people are in a rush to liquidate it as soon as they start earning some returns. So how to balance this financial liquidity within your investment?
Patience and discipline are the two virtues of a successful investor. Unfortunately, patience become a rare commodity these days, and it is this tendency that leads people to adopt a short-term approach to equity investing. I've often seen investors, especially the millennials, they don't have the patience and they book profits with modest gains. So I have an advice for such investors. What they can do is they can divide the portfolio into two parts.
Okay.
They can have a core portfolio and a play portfolio. The core portfolio can be the long-term portfolio, which will consist of blue chip stocks and mutual funds.
Okay.
And the play portfolio will be the short-term portfolio, which can be used for momentum-based investing. Now this approach will bring in some sort of discipline in the whole investing. If at all someone is looking for liquidity in their portfolio, then they can keep aside 5 to 10% of their savings into liquid funds.
Interesting insight, Sailesh. We are coming to the end of our discussion. So as a ritual of our talk, so any last minute advice for our listeners?
Yes, Pratish. When it comes to investments, I've always followed the principle of start early, invest with the help of SIPs, and more importantly, have patience and wait for the magic of compounding to happen.
Thank you, Sailesh. It was great having you on our podcast.
Thank you, Pratish.
Listeners, I hope you keep these rules in mind for rest of the coming days, and we'll be back with more such interesting topic and hear your money grow.
The details and investment tips expressed by the expert in the podcast are his personal views. We advise you all to check with your certified financial advisors before taking any investment decisions. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.